What's good, folks? Once again, this is Silent Mode, maker, artist, and LEGO enthusiast. And as advertised, I'm going to be building this vehicle right here, the Mercedes-AMG G63, which came part of the set that I started building with Never Too Old in a live stream earlier this week. For those who are watching right now, JDP and Cosmic Bricks in the chat right now, as well as anybody else listening, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get to building. I don't usually stream at this time of night, but I thought I wanted to get this out of the way for other potential things coming up later in the week. Not forgetting, of course, the big day on Friday. Is it Friday or Thursday? I think it's Friday, doesn't matter. No, it's Thursday, beg your pardon. So we're starting with this figure right here. And I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with this set already. But I had to get the set. It was discounted at a supermarket over here. And yes, it was previously discounted at the LEGO store a few weeks ago. I just didn't think it was that appealing when bought from the LEGO store. But for some reason, it was a lot more appealing at the supermarket. Yeah, Cosmic Bricks has just woken up, apparently, but I would still say it's evening. It's before midnight. Hey, what's going on with you guys? What's new? I haven't yet memorized JDP's slogan, but similar thing. Oh yes, and before I forget, I usually forget at the start of these things. Hope everybody is doing alright, and certainly better than I am. I'm doing okay. I think I had a pretty good productive day today, although my shoulder is still hurting. I think it's just a minor injury from having slept in the wrong position. And I was told, looking at some information online, that it's going to take 6 weeks to completely heal. I certainly hope not. But it's okay. I mean, it's a dull pain at the moment. It's more annoying than anything. And I will be perfectly fine, I hope. This is an interesting technique here, using this long axle, these bricks in the middle to create an offset. I certainly wouldn't have thought of using a technique like this. Now this is interesting, using these pieces like so. That's something new. So Cosmic Brick suggests it's a superflu issue. I don't know. I have been feeling all kinds of ways recently. I don't know if it's the flu though. That'd be rather scary if it was. That would be rather scary. Okay, that's what we have, and it's I guess doing it this way provides some kind of suspension. Again, I would never have thought of doing something like this, but let's see what happens. But yeah, today was a very productive day, I thought. I got to spend some time working on a project, and I've made quite a bit of progress. I will say I'm not going to reveal anything because I'd rather do it once I've reached a state of completion. But yesterday I had a visit from a YouTuber named Arseni Labs, who I met at Printed in Amsterdam earlier this year, and we got talking about content creation and ideas for the channel, ideas for both of our channels, and it was very informative. I learned quite a bit from it. It wasn't the most, I have to admit, it wasn't the most what's the word I can use? It wasn't the most painless experience, I will say. I don't look at my numbers. I don't like looking at my numbers, but it was an eye-opener at just how badly my videos perform. And so I, even though I'm not really that fussed about becoming a big YouTuber, I still want to do a lot better in terms of results and things. So there's a lot of food for thoughts. There were some things that I agreed with, some things I didn't agree with in particular. But I think the main takeaway from that is thinking about what I wanted to accomplish and being honest with myself. But in any case, I appreciated his inputs, and it's given me a few things to think about. So yeah, I can immediately see that obviously these are either the front or the back wheels, and they rotate independently, which is a rather clever way of doing things. One of the major things picked up on yesterday was identifying my audience for the channel. And initially, I have to admit, I didn't really know. I didn't know what kind of people would actually watch my videos, which kind of audience I was targeting. But I have a better idea now after having thought about it. But I will say no more because I am focused mostly on building this thing. So JDP has obviously built this before, and he likes a lot of the features, the building techniques, as well as the engine bay. I could see from the other vehicle that I built from the set, there's there has to be quite a bit of attention to detail, simply because it's a licensed vehicle. Yeah, I thought you might have built this before, but that's okay. I'm building this for the first time. I think it's usually better to have one's own experience. All right. Okay, I had it flipped around. That's okay. Oh, put that in the wrong place. So yeah, lots to think about for next year, which isn't that far off or far away. How's it going, Alexandria? Listen, again, you're not late as long as you show up. Over here, there's no such thing as late. Oh, again, I got that bit wrong. It goes here, there, and there. Yes, you mentioned, I think you mentioned the DeLorean, the Speed Champions version of the DeLorean. I wouldn't mind getting hold of one of those, because I think it would go well with the other Speed Champions vehicles I have. I haven't seen any pictures of it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one. Goodness knows how much it's going to cost though. And I see you there, Never Too Old. Thanks for stopping by. How are you doing? What's good? What's new? What's going on with you? Alright. But yeah, for those just joining in, I'm building this set. This is set, well, you can look it up. But I'm getting this out the way so I can think about other things to do in the next week or so. Although bearing in mind that it's obviously the big day on, well, one of those days. Oh yeah, how did that go, Never Too Old? Hopefully you had a good time. Well, as good a time as you can have. Okay, flip on the side and gotta do that. It's not often I see this particular technique in a set. Oh, I missed something. Okay, gonna make a couple of these. Ah, well, it sounds like you had an okay time. But hopefully you're okay. Definitely, definitely rooting for you. We could all do with a good festive season, I think. Okay, I've got to make 8 of these now. Fortunately, not that difficult. It's 3. Okay, Cosmic Bricks has spilt coffee. Although I thought you didn't drink coffee. I thought you were about the energy drinks. Not to worry though, as long as everything's clean. That's the main thing. Well, I certainly hope I certainly hope your mum pulls through. I can imagine how stressful things are for her. I mean, that's again, the idea of losing parents scares the crap out of me, but it's going to happen eventually. And I've got to be mentally prepared for it, I guess. I don't think one can ever be mentally prepared for that kind of thing. But yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll do that first, and then I have a better idea of where this goes, like that. Another unusual technique there. Just trying to figure out. So I think it sits like this. I think that's how it is. Well, again, I do know a little bit about it, but let's keep that stuff in, well, for other channels, I guess. I've already disturbed people enough with my talk. So in the background, I've actually got 3 3D printers going. I've got my 2 most recent ones, and then I brought another one out of retirement, and that's helping me print a few different things. Now, Never Too Old knows what I'm printing right now. I showed him a picture of what I've been printing recently, and normally I would make a YouTube video about my latest creation, but I was told that this thing that I'm printing right now isn't cool enough for YouTube. Not the most encouraging thing I've heard, but it did give me the thought that, you know what, not everything has to be a video. This is an interesting technique to make mudguards. I definitely like this over using the standard mudguard pieces. I think for this kind of vehicle it would work a lot better. But no, seriously, there was again, there was some stuff. I mean, well, for those who don't know, I met with Arseni's lab yesterday. We talked YouTube and strategies and things. There were some things that I agreed with in terms of improving everything on the channel. Some things I didn't particularly agree with because I guess it was counter to what I'm trying to do with the channel, if I actually know what I'm trying to do with the channel. But one of the things was that, in a nutshell, if I'm going to put something in particular in a long form video, it's got to be tailored to an audience to the point where it would get millions of views potentially. So that was a long way of saying that maybe this is something that I probably don't want to put in a long form YouTube video at least. But at the same time, I think it's cool enough to actually show somewhere, maybe on Instagram or somewhere else. That's cool. Cosmic Bricks. Did I get this right? Okay, I don't know actually. Okay. Okay, I am all ears, never too old. Maybe, well, I don't know. You could post it on Discord if you like. If it's top secret. Did I get this wrong? Okay, how do I pronounce that name? IK Ben Kulemen. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Okay, did I mess up here? I think I did. Alright, I think I can pull it back. No? Okay, I messed up here. I think I was meant to put this bit. I don't know actually. Okay, so there's two, but then, yeah. Let me go back for a second. So a 1-part highway ramp that fits any Lego plates. I'm having a hard time picturing that at the moment. It seems to be a common thing where I mess something up and have to backtrack. Old age perhaps. Okay, so if I take these off, it looks as if those two plates are meant to go here and vice versa. Alright, easily fixed. Cool. So that goes there. We can cheat and put that back there. And now we are back on track. Excellent. Except these are meant to go on this side. I don't know. Do I correct this? Do I bother correcting it? Damn it. I gotta correct it. Excuse me. Something had to go wrong in this stream. Alright, so put alright. Thank you, Never Too Old. Sorry folks. Give me a couple of seconds. Okay. Back. Right, so these were in the right place, but it was the other way. But yeah, main thing for next year is getting a lot more stuff done. As I've probably said 1,000 times already. Okay. All right. so this goes here. Okay, and this goes here. Right, so we got to that stage, and then we are meant to put this here, that there, and well, you can't see what I'm doing. That there. Then it goes like this. Then we have this. Tell you what, I can't wait to get this desk this desk set up. So those are in place. Already got those in place. Yep. That's okay, I think we're back on track. Yes, indeed. Alright, so we want to be on this side, and we put this here, that there, and now we're cooking. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but sometimes I get these small hairs trapped in the sets. I have to be really careful of those. Okay, now we're rolling. Okay. Yes, as I mentioned earlier on JDP's live stream, I got one of the Santa's sleigh sets discounted by about 40%, I want to say. Now originally I wanted to get 2 of them. There were 3 on the shelves at the supermarket the last time I was there, but I didn't have enough, so I had to give them up. So I returned today. Didn't find them on the shelves, but there was one that had been discarded, so I naturally snapped it up. Got very, very lucky. Would have been nice to have had 2, but a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, as they used to say. And I've already got another one that I had intended to sell. I don't have to sell it anymore. So I think I'm going to save them for a particularly special build sometime in the future. Is that right? I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, these angles make it hard to tell sometimes, but I think I got it right. Yep, I think I got it right. Oh no. No. What kind of flooding did you experience, Alexandria? Piece mossing. Oh, missing. Was I missing a piece? Did I miss something? I think I'm okay. Okay. Might be trying to distract me. But we'll see if I made a mistake or not. That reminded me of... Gosh, Alexandria mentioned being flooded on. In the early days of where I used to live, there was a problem with the building that the people looking after the building didn't want to do anything about for some reason. But it basically resulted in the ceiling in the flats caving in, and it caused a whole bunch of mess. And it was horrible. Having to live in that scenario was horrible, but it did eventually get resolved. It was not a painless process though. Yeah, that absolutely sucks, Alexandria, but hopefully everything is being resolved now. Would be great to get these things out of the way. How on earth is this? Okay, this bit wasn't clear at all, but I think I got it. Why they did it like this, if this is the way to do it, I have no idea. Okay, small thing. I got the 1x1 brick on this side, which I'm pretty sure is a mistake, but no, it isn't actually. Oh well. Okay. So the weather over here, for anyone who's interested, it's actually on the mild side. It's not as cold as it could be. And we certainly, I don't think we're going to get any snow. As a matter of fact, it's very unlikely that we're going to experience snow, although it would be nice for once to have a white Christmas. What kind of cheesecake, Alexandria? It's okay. I mean, you guys have listened. You guys have listened to me rant more than once. So you should be. I think you should be able to talk about certain things, especially if they're affecting what you're doing. I'm just fortunate that I have working heating in here. Otherwise, I'd have significant problems. Okay. So I think it was last weekend I had a sample of vanilla cheesecake from one of the supermarkets, which is pretty good. And I shouldn't be having much cake because I've basically been dieting on cake for the last few months or so. I stopped myself from getting a whole one because I saw the price and I didn't think it was worth it. Caramel fudge cheesecake. I've not heard of that one, but it sounds decadent. What do you mean you don't have a working radiator, Cosmic Bricks? Now this is nice. We've got some titanium grey plates. I've not seen this be a thing, but I think it should be. It's essentially another shade of grey. I don't know how many existing parts, or rather plates, there are in that color, but I think it's a nice addition. I will say that these instructions don't really indicate where the parts go, so I can see how somebody might have a problem with following along. I'll definitely get that checked out though, Cosmic Bricks. Goes like this. And yeah, lack of heating is not something to play with. Oh, that's 1x4s, not 1x3s. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing that they did when I had a new boiler installed. They had to bleed the radiators, and then there was a world of difference when they turned it on and the place started getting heating again. Well, I hadn't experienced it with heating, so when the place got heating, it was a world of difference. That cheesecake though, it sounds like it should come with a shot of insulin. Okay, this is interesting. I'm wondering why they needed this this rod inside all these bits, which, if I remember correctly, is an illegal building technique. So from my time working with Lego and their design guidelines, I remember that being a no-no because it places too much stress on parts, or some of the parts. Apparently it's not a thing anymore. Okay, I guess we're building the engine here, or something like it. And then we should have a printed plate somewhere. This one? Yes, this one. Can just about see it there. It's nice printing. And that goes where? It goes there. Okay. So you got the branding on that side. I'm going to try and get this done as quickly as I can because you guys need your beauty sleep. But again, thank you for joining me. I always appreciate it. Whoops. There's another tile, not tile, plates, which, blah, blah, blah. There's another plate that has printing, and I guess we're doing the same thing on this side. So that plate there, except of course it is mirrored. Well, thank you, Alexandre. Well, even if you're just saying that, I appreciate you saying that. It's nice to know that I'm potentially doing something right. I think everybody should know if they're doing something right. Okay. Interesting use of the handlebar. Okay, almost at the end of this is bag 4. So this vehicle takes up 4 of the 6 bags in the set. Well, thank you, Alexandria. Okay, this piece for some reason isn't printed. This is going to have a sticker applied to it, but you guys know I don't apply stickers to things. And this sits precariously in this section here. And I believe that's the end of bag 4. We have these bits left over from bag 4, which I'll put to the side. Let's continue. Bag 5. Yes, I heard a rumor that Alexandria hates stickers. Not sure where I heard that rumor from. It could have something to do with this. Hello, Hoarder. So this got you addicted to Speed Champions, eh? What was the first one that I bought? I think it was the Aston Martin, the James Bond vehicle. It's hiding there. More stickers to go on these. And this one. Alright, this assembly is rife with stickers, unfortunately. What a shame. That song, by the way, was by Never Old Lego something. I can never remember the guy's name. Pretty catchy tune though. But yeah, I gotta say I'm not a fan of stickers either, unless of course I make them myself. It goes there, I think. Of course I'm joking. I know it was Never Too Old who made that song. part of his upcoming album. I think, well, he definitely has a knack for making these songs. Is that how it goes? Did I miss something? I don't think I missed anything. But yes, I've always had a fascination with customizing Lego, even when I was a kid. So one of the first things I did coming out of my dark age was explore ways of applying my own designs to things, especially minifigures. So over the years, I've discovered a few techniques. It's taking shape, which is always good. This piece right here is one that I remember suggesting should be a thing. I'm pretty sure I told this story already, but it would have helped with some of my earlier creations, and of course now it's a thing. You're buying a UV printer. My goodness. My goodness, that's I didn't even know that you had an interest in customizing minifigures. But yes, I as part of my penchant, however you pronounce it, for customizing minifigures, I use the services of a few companies that customize minifigures and other Lego elements. And one person has a UV printer. They mentioned how messy it could be, so they tend to only take on commissions where they can make a significant amount, or that's worth their while. But there are plenty of other places that will customize minifigures. It's something that I wouldn't mind doing myself, but I don't do it nearly as often as would warrant getting a UV printer. Excuse me, but if you are I can't even speak. If you are able to do it, Owen, I mean Cosmic Bricks, that would be awesome. I did look into it a few years ago though, and at least at the time you had to import a printer from Asia, and the cartridges were expensive, especially the ones where you had to print the ones that you could use to print white ink. They'd be rather expensive, or they were expensive. I don't know if things have changed though. I think it goes without saying you shouldn't be wearing a suit while doing UV printing, at least not without something over it. Now I was going to say during the build of the this convertible, it's interesting how Lego has gone with trans black instead of trans brown. I think the trans black looks a lot nicer, but it's interesting how they've made that change, and they didn't have it, at least it wasn't really that common before. So a fun little story about customizing figures. I came up with my own design for a minifigure torso, and I was told by the person I approached to make these custom torsos that they refused to do existing Lego designs. In this case, it was the classic space logo. Only problem was it wasn't the classic space logo, it was a logo that I designed myself, which was inspired by the classic space logo, but different enough so that it shouldn't be confused for one. But they said they wouldn't do it anyway. And I don't think I went ahead with that job. I don't actually remember what I did. I probably just did something myself. But it's important to recognize that you may come across that particular obstacle if you commission somebody to do something for you. But there's also the danger of copyright issues. Okay. Oh, I missed a piece here, and that is this slope. I'm guessing this is going to form the either the front or the back of the vehicle. Let's see if I've got any more music here. Okay, what's this one? That's another good one. Just thinking, can I think of any figures from movies that I'd like to see? Nothing comes to mind at the moment. I'll have to think about that one. Okay, we've got a nice Mercedes logo there. I wish I saw that one, Alexandria. That would have been a pretty cool one to join in on. I can think of a few things that LEGO would never do for various reasons, which I think are a shame. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. So they actually had these figures on sale at a LEGO convention, and they didn't get in trouble for it. Okay, these reverse slopes are printed for some reason. Cool. I'm going to guess this slots in here. Interesting building technique. very interesting building technique to get this here. But yes, it's amazing to see what some people can get away with at these LEGO events. I remember seeing Mayor Hosko's video about one such LEGO event where they had an upscaled minifigure, which I guess could be interpreted as racist, but well, somebody decided to make it and somebody allowed it at the event anyway. And I said I could have probably chimed in. I didn't though. So I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself about that. But point being, it's amazing what some people can get away with at these events. Over here, probably because it's not an official LEGO event, but some people get away with selling non-LEGO elements. Now, stickers meant to go on here, but again, I'm not doing it. It just doesn't seem right. But anyway, I did mention it in a stream a while ago, but it's a shame. I think it's a shame that I guess for obvious reasons, LEGO wouldn't put out a set based on the Cosby Show, because I think that would have been a really good one to do. Well, say what you want about the people involved, but that was a nice wholesome show. That's the one that jumps out at me at the moment. Another random one I just thought of was South Park. I can't see LEGO putting out South Park, and I wouldn't want them to either. Yes, that's the one, Alexandria. But you never know, the way things are going, they could very well go down that route. Okay, this is the hood, obviously. And I guess this is what JDP was referring to, where you could open the hood and see the engine, which you can't see very well here because I haven't added the sticker to the tile here, but that's okay. All right. And that's bag 5 apparently, of which I have these parts left. We're on to the last bag now. Right, so Cosmic Bricks won't be streaming until he gets 1,000 subscribers. Question is though, how will you get those 1,000 subscribers? What's your strategy, sir? Very nice piece here, a 6x6 tile. Anyway, I shouldn't be talking about anybody else's channel. I still have to figure out how I'm going to get to 2,000. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big a deal. it's just something that frustrates me, because I've been at these numbers for goodness knows how long, and nothing moves the needle. So I'm gonna have to figure that out at some point. Well, that's good news, Cosmic Bricks. It's a nice trans black 1x2 plates. I think I better start a collection of that color, because it's a rather nice one to use. It looks nice. Right, so the person who I saw yesterday, Arseni's lab, he had some amazing results on his last video. He gained at least 300 subscribers, and his video has been featured on Hackaday, which is a website dedicated to tech. I'm pretty sure he's going to reach 1,000 in no time. So I got no problem with that. If you haven't heard me say it, I'll say it again. I got no problem with people succeeding who put in work, and he certainly put in work. Jumping the gun there. I wouldn't be surprised, Alexandria, if somebody's actually submitted one to LEGO Ideas. Although I don't know if they would go for it. I mean, on the one hand, they did The Office, but I've never seen Lost, so I don't know. So I'm guessing what we're building here are some doors to the vehicle. Some brick built doors. Well, you know what else was a bit violent, Cosmic Bricks? Twilight. Not that I've seen Twilight, but doesn't seem very family friendly to me. Okay, so these clip on like this. That's whoops. That's a nice building technique. Yes, I believe there was a LEGO Ideas Twilight set. Now, granted, it was just a house, but they had the characters in it. And it goes without saying that I didn't buy that set. I guess it's okay if it makes the young girls wet. Yeah, as I said though, I really, I mean, I don't pay attention to it, but I have no idea what Fortnite is all about. I mean, it looks as if it's a first-person shooter, but it doesn't look like one. And there's all kinds of things going on. There's Lego references. I think there's a Simpsons reference. I have absolutely no clue. Don't you remember goodness knows how many people getting excited about Twilight and the characters and whatnots? I mean, that's what I heard. And that's probably why the set got made. Okay, that's what we have. If you give me a second, I've got to tend to my 3D printer. Okay. No, I was talking about not Fortnite, Twilight, when I made that comment. But anyway, hopefully that situation is being resolved. Let's get back to building. Yeah, I suppose I should watch Fortnite being played to at least try to understand it. Did I miss something? Apparently I did. Oh man. Until Never 2 or brought it up, I actually completely forgot about that. All the hysteria surrounding 50 Shades. What did you think of it, Alexandria? Well, you say that Lego would never have 50 shades of grey, but they already have at least 4 or 5. Including this one, which is a titanium grey. Very nice colour, by the way. Speaking of shades, I also noticed by accident just how many skin tones they have now, which is, I'm not sure what to make of it, to be absolutely honest. And I thought that was, I thought it was inevitable since they started introducing since they gradually started introducing more skin tones. I knew it was something that would happen eventually. I don't know what to make of it though, because on the one hand obviously it's more representative, but it's gonna make managing collectible minifigures and things, or collections of minifigures, that little bit more challenging, I reckon. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from the mobile games. They can be, I mean, those things are designed by the devil, some of them, but whatever floats your boat. Where is it? Where's that other bits? There it is. Yes, indeed, Cosmic Bricks. Have fun playing that game. But thanks for stopping by at least. I appreciate it. We are almost done. Whoops. I'm not even sure what these things are. Are they exhausts? Are they steps? I can understand Angry Birds. I played Angry Birds, I guess when it was the thing. I had the advantage, however, of my phone not being able to handle it, so it was painfully slow and then eventually not worth playing. Candy Crush was another one, but then I realized how BS the gameplay was. So yeah, this is an interesting piece here. Very interesting piece. So I guess like anybody, I go through stages where I end up playing something and it's the thing to do during downtime, but then it gets to a point where it just isn't worth it for whatever reason. Usually when it becomes impossible to play without having to pay for something. Candy Crush and its derivatives are really bad for that, because either they get to a point where it's literally impossible to beat a level without having to have goodness knows how many power-ups and things, or they're just plain shenanigans. But yeah, I like my games where you have to use skill in order to beat them. Whoops. Clearly I've dropped something. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's all the way over there. How's it going, Brick Together? Is that your actual name, Royal? I have never heard of somebody named Royal before. That's a heck of a name. Yeah, I'm not too keen on these bits here. These what look like exhaust. They're too fiddly. Yep, that's how they fit together. But yeah, definite disadvantage. Yeah, no problem. Brick Together. I think that's a cool name. Definite disadvantage of this set is that for the most part, there's no clear indication of where bits go. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but sometimes I have difficulty following things. It's happened with a few sets actually, where I've missed a few steps and had to go back and see where I went wrong. But this one is, there's some very interesting building techniques in this. I'm not sure if I would ever use them, but it's interesting to see how this has been put together. Right now I'm concerned about how stable this is going to be. I think it will hold up okay. But yeah, for those new to my live streams, it's usually me trying to figure things out as somebody who doesn't pay attention to everything that goes on in the world of LEGO. I usually find things out once I get to building these sets. You got an R2D2. I'm guessing it's the is it a UCS R2D2, or is it a, I don't know if it's actually a UCS version, but that's pretty neat. Your question is though, how long is it going to take you to build? Well, from what I hear, Brick Together, you seem to be an alright person, so I wouldn't say that. At least not yet. I'd have to find out a bit more. So we are very close to finishing this. Okay, 25th anniversary R2D2. How many of them are there? I know somebody, I think it was Chip, mentioning there were so many versions of Star Wars sets. Thank goodness I'm not into Star Wars that much. Okay, that's why I was confused. And this is where my beloved 6x6 tile goes. We've got this, that, there, there, and there. And I believe the very last thing, as is customary, is to add the wheels. So interesting design for the roof. It should in theory just slots in place. Okay. Do I have a name that you can use? You can pick one. I think most people just call me Silent for some reason. Okay, this wasn't the easiest roof to fit, but it goes in, sits underneath these panels like that. For me, that's a bit fiddly, but that's what they went for. I'll fit this back on, and then finally the wheels, and that is it. Gotta add these pins. Okay, the pins go in this side, and I guess this slots in here like that. Well guys, don't you think it's ironic that my username is SilentMode and I talk an awful lot? I actually don't usually talk this much, but it's in the name of keeping these live streams somewhat interesting. Alright, those are the wheels, and we're going to plug them in just like that. Yeah, and that's it. Leftover parts from bag 6 that you can barely see. And there we have it. This is the Mercedes G63. A nice rugged looking SUV. I'm actually rather nervous about putting a minifigure inside because it might just collapse, but let's give it a try. Take off this roof. Put the female driver in the female driver in the driver's seats. Make sure the arms are raised enough. What's my favorite Lego theme? If we're talking sets, I am a fan of the 80s, 90s town city sets. That for me is when Lego was at its peak. Those are the kind of things I like to build. Maybe I'm more of a fan of the larger scale stuff these days, but that's the theme that got me into Lego seriously. Alright, that's not so bad. So that's the G63, and this is the other vehicle. I think they make a great pair as a set, and they'll go nicely with my other Speed Champions vehicles. So I'm glad I picked this set up, especially at a discount. I wouldn't mind another one of these in a different color, perhaps. Maybe with the maybe with this section in white or something. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Oh yeah. Okay, I thought there was going to be some kind of suspension with this, but both of these things look fairly rugged. This thing comes off a little bit too easily, though. I think it may be handy to have this connected with a pin or something. And then this bit at the front, not sure why it pivots so easily. See, I've easily worked this off. Maybe, just maybe, it's meant to go in a different way. Let me try this way. Don't worry, I won't be that much longer. No, I don't think it's like this, because the red bit's sticking out. Okay, maybe it was just that I had to press it all the way down, but no, it's still moving. All right, folks, I'm going to give you guys your time back because I've kept you guys long enough. But I want to thank you guys for joining me in building this thing. I really, really appreciate it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. I don't know what I'm going to do this week, but of course next week is going to be the Brick Crawl Raid Train. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens as a result. But hope you guys have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you. And yeah, thank you guys for playing along as usual. This has been SilentMode, maker, artist, and LEGO enthusiast. As always, encouraging you all to do your thing.